Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine is now at a strategic turning point. One of Ukraine's top generals says a Russian offensive directly on Kyiv could come in days. And we're seeing some Ukrainian cities come under attack for the very first time. This is video from Ukraine's state emergency service that shows the aftermath in Dnipro. That's an industrial city on the strategic Dnipro River, about 300 kilometers southeast of Ukraine's capital. Officials say a kindergarten is among the buildings hit today, and one person is dead. Two other cities in western Ukraine also came under bombardment for the very first time in this war. Both of them in western Ukraine and not far from the city of Lviv, to which many tens of thousands of Ukrainians have been fleeing as a place of safety. We're also getting new looks this morning at the fighting near the capital. Video in from the Strategic Communications Directorate of Ukraine's armed forces. Look at this. Ukrainian fighters destroying Russian tanks and armor advancing down a road. Now, experts who analyze this drone video says it shows the column coming under artillery fire. Ukraine's military says it shows a city in the eastern suburbs of Kyiv, a location now verified by a number of media outlets. And video taken on the road afterwards showing damaged Russian vehicles. Ukraine's military claims Russian forces suffered what it calls significant losses. More new images here from the ground that show the defense of the Ukrainian capital. Now, this is video from Radio Free Europe, a news team embedded with Ukrainian soldiers near Kyiv. We don't have their exact location, but we are told this is a clash with Russian forces that was caught on camera yesterday. Speaking this morning, Ukrainian President Zelensky is again trying to rally Ukrainians for the fight ahead, saying they will win in the end, but he can't say how long victory will take. Also this morning, we're getting a new look at the Russian forces on the outskirts of the capital. The latest satellite images from Maxar Technologies showing that column of Russian tanks, artillery, and troops. It has dispersed, moving off the highway where it's been for more than a week and moving out into a wooded area. U.S. military officials say some Russian forces are now within 15 kilometers of the capital. The co-host of The National, Adrian Arsenault, is on the ground in Lviv.
There is a feeling here that today something has changed. So yesterday you had those talks that were a ridiculous exercise that went absolutely nowhere. And today you have an increasing squeezing of certainly of the east. And then, as you said, these critical places more in sort of central Ukraine and then to the west were hit overnight. So I just want to play something for you. I know people in the east of Ukraine hear these sirens nonstop. It is a little less common in the west, but this is what happened at about 5 o'clock this morning from our balcony here. Have a listen.
Увага! Повітряна тривога у місті. Просимо спуститись на перший поверх укриття. Emergency. Air emergency in the city. Please provide the shelter on the first.
Okay, so that was one of two sirens here in Lviv within a span of about 6 hours, starting at around 5 a.m. What was happening there is in that first warning, there was a plane spotted coming from Belarus, according to intelligence reports here, and then hit an air base, a Ukrainian air base to the north and a little bit east of Lviv. The second set of alarms, again around 11 o'clock this morning, hit further to the south. These are, the mayor says that, a couple places were hit, not too many casualties that we're aware of yet. This increasing feeling, though, is that the squeeze is getting tighter, that Putin keeps testing to see what other countries will do, is realizing that the answer is probably nothing. And so he just keeps squeezing. And I think it has certainly frightened a lot of people here. In the shelters, you see lots of people who are exhausted because they've come here from other places. They thought they were safe, and it just sort of throws them back into that terrible place.
Adrian, we're also hearing about reports of possible developments at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. We met Valentina on this program earlier in the week. You did really such an important, extensive interview with her and talking about Chernobyl. What is the latest information you have on that today?
Well, we're getting information from three separate sources. One of them, Valentina, she and I were just talking not that long ago. She said that her mom had been speaking with her dad, who, as we know, is a worker at the Chernobyl plant, who said that he heard that Belarusian technicians were coming to deal with the power situation. Well, that's interesting because that was later confirmed or reported by TASS, that Vladimir Putin's state-run news agency, saying, yes, Belarusian technicians are there, have restored power. But there's also this suggestion that Russia is sort of laying the groundwork to allege that there's been a terror attack on the Chernobyl plant. In the event there is, God forbid, an accident there, that he is poised to blame Ukraine for doing something to the plant. So everyone here is aware of that misinformation that's out there, but it also frightens them because often he says things like that and then something happens. So they're keeping an eye certainly on Chernobyl, certainly an eye on the other nuclear power plant to the south and a little bit further to the east. All of them seem to be in Vladimir Putin's sights.
Co-host of The National, Adrian Arsenault in Lviv.